Nifty is indicating that the start will be in the green, but we're going to discuss some stocks now. In a boost for Vedanta, the National Green Tribunal has given the go-ahead to their subsidiary Sterlite Copper to reopen its Tuticorin smelter, which was shut from March of 2018. Let's find out what the impact of this could be. P. Ramnath, the CEO of Sterlite Copper, joins us now to talk about that. Mr. Ramnath, good morning and thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations, this is quite a positive move. But can you just tell us how soon can you restart the smelter in terms of a timeline?
Yeah, first of all, let me reiterate that the NGT judgment has been very, very positive for us. And it has directed the Pollution Control Board to reissue the consent to operate within 3 weeks of the judgment date. And it has also directed the district administration to give us access to the plant, which we've been denied for the past 6 months. Now, once we get the access, it will take us maybe about a month or two to get the plant back into shape, and so that we can do a safe restart. So that's what we have to assess once we get access to the plant, and then complete our major shutdown activities, which was abruptly shut down in May. Yeah.
So, what are the uncertainties on the way? The TN Pollution Control Board has to give you an order. From the date of that order, you will need, what, 60 days? So, is March 1st a working date?
Yeah, it could be before that as well.
Okay, but the Pollution Control Board hasn't yet implemented this the court's order, right? They will have to do it in a day or two.
Yeah, that's right.
But they can go on appeal, you think?
Yeah, they can go on appeal.
Okay.
But do you think the state authorities could cooperate for you to restart the smelter?
No, we'll have to see, we'll have to take it as it comes. So we'll have to see, if they are going to appeal to the Supreme Court. And then we'll have to take it from there.
How is the political ambience, Mr. Ramnath? Is it that the state government is likely to cooperate because the noise level has died down? Or is it that the noise level will continue to be high? I mean, there will be protests, is what I meant. And the state, therefore, could drag its feet. How are you assessing it?
We'll have to see how it happens, because as of now, as I said, they may go into appeal. So we'll have to see how it pans out post the Supreme Court once come to some conclusion in the Supreme Court.
Do they have a time before when they have to appeal?
No, they can appeal right away, as I understand.
Okay. Can you give us some numbers on what the debt in the copper segment is at the moment, and how much does this plant really contribute to your own EBITDA?
Overall, EBITDA to the entire group is just about maybe 2 to 3% or so. Okay. So I wouldn't have the debt numbers offhand. So in any case, it would be very high.
We were told 9,000 crore. Is that right?
No, I don't think so. I think it will be much lower than that.
Okay.
Our
researcher was pointing out that in FY18, the segment liability showed for copper 9,000 crore. Not that much. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Can you also tell us what the capex plan is in terms of, say, over the next 2 to 3 years? What kind of money would you be spending on capex?
We had an expansion plan for doubling our capacity, but as of now, we are focusing on getting our existing plant back into operation. So post that, we will, relook at that.
Okay. What is the debt on this plant itself?
The current plant is fully depreciated, so I don't think there's anything. Yeah.
Okay. You didn't try to meet the TN Pollution Control Authority or the state authorities to check out what are their thoughts? They have to appeal in what, 2 weeks? Is that the deadline?
They have been given 3 weeks to renew the consent to operate, so I suppose they have that kind of time.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Ramnath, we leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us. So that's positive coming in there for Sterlite Copper, but perhaps they can restart the smelter over the next 1 to 2 months once the permissions come through. Let's get back to our own markets now. Looks like there's going to be some green tidings for us as well this morning. Vinod Sharma of HDFC Securities joins in to talk about that. Hi Vinod, good morning. What's the view on the index itself?
Good morning Sonia and good morning Lata. We have a positive view on the index. Largely we feel that although the decision on the Supreme Court verdict on Rafale came on Friday, it was not adequately discounted because Chinese worries were there, which were seen in the Dow futures, which in fact now has been adequately discounted. So now I think the market should move higher, and considering the fact that the overall December is a month in which the markets usually do well, contrary to people believe that FIs go home and they sell. In fact, the FIs have bought quite some yesterday on Friday, and I think that that short covering should continue. So I have a combination of both large and mid cap stocks, and coming to the Nifty per se, should the Nifty fall to something like 10,780 or 760 odd, I think with the stop loss of 30 odd points, one can go long in the Nifty. Coming to stocks, the largest of them all, SBI. I'm buying the 290 call at 6.7, stop loss at 4 and a target around 13, which is almost doubling the premium. Another large cap is BPCL. Obviously crude has fallen 2.6%, and I'm buying the 350 call at 6 rupees, stop loss at 4, target of around 11. And my other three stocks are one of the capital goods, Siemens, which you were speaking about. Barring I think BHEL, all the capital goods stocks have shown tremendous amount of courage in the current series. So in Siemens, I'm buying the 980 call at 19, stop loss at 13 and target of around 30. Voltas is another stock at 580. I'm buying the 580 call at 11, stop loss at 7 and target of around 18. And Bata is my last call. We have seen OI being added to the extent of 42% in the current series. I am buying the 1100 call at 23, stop loss at 16 and target around 40. We believe that the markets have a long way to go, and December is going to be
the 11,000 month?
And yeah, more than 11,000.
Okay, it's not a long call actually. It's only 200 points away, and we have at least over 10 working days.
Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully. Thank you very much on that positive note, Vinod Sharma.